Hey guys, welcome back. I want to show you my standard butterfly bush that I trained. Basically, it was in a bush form, and if you've seen my previous video, I basically trimmed everything back, all the growth around it, and leave one, one branch, which now has turned into a single stump, which basically a standard is anything that you turn into a tree form, which is basically just the one trunk. This is a butterfly bush. I had put it behind all these crepe myrtles. You can see I grew some butterfly bush behind the crepe myrtles, but I think the crepe myrtle is overtaking the spot, so I'm going to transplant it. And this one I'm going to transplant. You can see it's not fully straight if it's in the ground, so I'm going to have to kind of manipulate it so that it stands up straight. I'm going to try to do this one hand carrying it and one hand doing the camera view to see if it's even something that I can do. I'm going to move it to the front mailbox, and then we're going to find a spot up there, see if I like it there, and then we're going to transplant it. So come with me. I don't know if you can see, but it's not too heavy, but you can see all the massive roots. I'm going to show you while we're walking, I guess. Here's all the roots that are sticking out, and I had actually just dug a hole. It rained all last night and this morning, pretty much all day, so the ground is really nice and soft. I gardened in zone 8A, Georgia clay. So as you all know how hard it is when you garden in clay, so you want to wait till it's a little bit firmer, softer, right before it rains, to do all your transplanting or replanting or moving of your plants around. Otherwise the ground is really hard. But this is the area that I was thinking of putting it. This is the mailbox, and I've got a couple hydrangeas, panicle hydrangea in here, some rose bush. I have a bee balm. If you look over here, these are amaryllis. They haven't bloomed for me yet. Sorry, the camera view is a little bit odd because I have it on a stand. But this is the amaryllis. It hasn't bloomed for me yet, but I just transplanted it. I got the bulbs from a neighbor and transplanted them this year, so I don't expect anything until next year. I have salvia. They're beautiful. I love it, and they look great. Like, this is one that's more flush and more bountiful. These are bee balms. They're beautiful too, lining this area. I put a hardy hibiscus right here. It's gotten stuff eating the leaves. So with hardy hibiscus, you're going to always encounter this problem. See these little caterpillars on the leaves right there? They're small, but they're mighty enough to destroy all of this. Look at it. You can see all the leaves. I put it here, but it could get pretty big, and it is getting pretty big. So I think I'm going to transplant it. But I'm going to wait a little bit before I transplant. And then, of course, I planted a couple more salvia, bee balms to kind of line this way. And this area right here, I'm going to just put a big group of salvia right here, just so the front part will be lined over here. And then I think I'm going to move these rose bush that I have. I love roses, especially the hybrid, the one with the big blooms. But they're just not doing well at all whatsoever. So I'm not really liking it right here. And if you don't like this area, look, you can see they're suffering. They haven't really grown as much as they should. Very disease prone. I've got black spots all over the leaves. So I think I'm going to move that. But in the meantime, see this spare spot right here that I have? I think that's where I'm going to put the butterfly bush. There's the butterfly bush right there. I'm going to kind of pan out a little bit so you can see the area and where I'm thinking, and then I'm going to put it right there. So basically that's where I'm thinking of placing it. Maybe a little bit closer to the middle. And then it'll create a canopy over the other flower that I have underneath it. That way it's not obstructing all the other plants that are going to grow up around it. Like maybe have that be the centerpiece. What do you guys think? And then right now it's looking kind of skimpy, but once I shape it up, and then by next spring when it fleshes out again, I think it'll be beautiful, because butterfly bush, they seem to stay beautiful. They keep on growing, they keep on blooming. I just call them a deadhead, although you don't have to deadhead them, but I do just so it promotes more growth and bloom. You can see it's still doing really good. It's sending out new, fresh growth over here. See, there's a new bud right there. A couple more. Here's one right here. And then, you know, I still have these other ones. So it's still looking beautiful. Here's a different angle looking this way to the house. Although from this view, it doesn't look very centered. So I might have to center it a little bit more. But I think that requires me transplanting some of those rows already. So I'm not going to be able to talk while I do this, but hopefully you can see what I'm going to do. It's kind of dangerous. I'm leaving this stand out of the middle of the road. I'm hoping none of my neighbors will drive down fast and hit it. Basically, right now the ground is perfect, guys. I'm just not sure where to place some of my roses. I'm not sure if you guys can see the hole that I've created. I'll move you around. There's this hole right in the middle. I'm going to try to eyeball it to the best I can. Put the best face forward. Hole's gonna definitely need to be wider to accompany those roots. All right, how does it look? Does it look pretty straight? Let's take it from the front angle. Yeah, it looks pretty straight from the front angle. What do you guys think? I think I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm going to trim the roots back a little bit. Let me toggle this down so you guys can see the root system. Ow. Okay, so if you guys can see right now, see how when I dig it up, I didn't dig up all the dirt around it. It fell loose. So you can see all the roots around it. I'm going to kind of trim them back a little bit. Xena, back. My dog, she likes to wander. Xena, come on, back. Good girl. Come on. She likes to be out and about, but... So here's the root system. Can you see it? So I kind of want to trim it a little bit. Just so it can fit in the hole a little bit better, but not too much. And then see, this is like another branch where another stump was coming out. And all of these, I want to just trim it back. Take off that weed. This one, I think I'm going to need 2 hands to do it. So bear with me. Holy smokes. Can you see that if I get it closer? There we go. That's kind of thick even for me. So basically trim everything back to the base. And then with butterfly bush, gonna plant it a little bit just above the ground, which you can see it is. I just don't want to see it leaning. It's hard to eyeball things over here. I need almost another person. I don't want to lean it too far backward, too far forward. How does that look? Straighter? Yeah, perfect. Can you guys see it? Looks pretty straight on this angle. Xena's right behind there. She likes to be in the camera view. So that's the butterfly bush, you guys. I think it's going to be beautiful. What do you guys think? Look at the ground. So this soil I had amended. We dig up this whole entire area, which is full of clay, all the way down to, I don't know how deep, like really deep down there. And then we put topsoil down in there, hoping that things will grow a lot better. All right, let me now move the camera up a little bit. And I'm gonna backfill it in. I think that's the spot. I think it's pretty straight. I'm happy with it. So at this point, I just need to backfill it in. I do want to say, you do want to put plant tone, biotone in the root hole, mix it up, which I normally do, but this area is really good fertile soil, so I'm gonna bypass that and then just plant it straight in to the ground. Ooh. Just backfill it in. You gotta firmly put it in. Make sure it's not loose around the root ball. Hey, Zena. Woo. All right, I think that is it, you guys. What do you think? A little bit more of an angle so you can see it all the way around. There's my standard butterfly bush. I think it's going to be beautiful. Can't wait to see once it bush out a little bit more, put some more growth. We are heading into what, it's now mid-August, September, so fall is going to be right around the corner. But because we garden in zone 8A, it's going to be still hot and humid and sticky. So I think it'll be just fine. And then it'll harden off. And then all the stuff will continue to grow. So I want to eventually move this, but I'm not going to do it now, the hardy hibiscus. The roses, I'm still, I don't know. I don't know about my roses, you guys. I love roses, but they're just not doing it for me. And then I did some hardy hibiscus cutting, and I rooted some. Sorry, I'm going to take this off the camera stand. Here's one that I just literally transplanted like 3 days ago. This is a hardy hibiscus midnight marvel, and you can see their leaves are about as damaging as the big one. And then here's another one over here. So they'll get pretty tall. They're going to fill up this whole area right here. I'm hoping that it doesn't reach the butterfly bush. And then over here I have a hardy hydrangeas. Oh, I broke a stem. Darn it. With my big booty. Here we go. Darn it. It even had a bud on it. Darn it. Okay. So I guess that one's not going to have any growth to it. Flower at least. So these other ones I just planted probably late summer. So they're doing well in flowering for me. This is a Pinky Winky. Zena! Zena! Back! Come on! Come on, Zena! And then this is a rose, one of my really pretty roses. I don't remember the name of it, I'm sorry, but it's a hybrid tea. Zena, back! Isn't it pretty? That one seems to be doing okay, and it looks beautiful. Look at it. Come on, Zena. But I think that's about it, you guys. Normally, if it's the dead heat, you would want to trim it back a little bit just so it can help to preserve the stress it's going to go through once it's been transplanted. But I think it's going to be okay. I'm not going to give it any water because it's still going to rain for the next like 5 days straight. So I'll come out and check if it looks super dry and if it doesn't rain. Zena, stay. Hey, stay. Sorry. Then I am gonna come out and water it a little bit, make sure it gets situated in. But they don't like to be sitting in water, so they get root rot really easily. So they like it pretty dry. There's Zena. She's watching my neighbor's dog. There's Bo over there, all the way over there. She likes to chase Bo around. Stay, Zena. Good girl. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy the video. I will give you guys an update once this hopefully bush out even more. You know, there's a couple of dead ones in here, so you can go in and, you know, trim it back. Probably gonna do it to there. But I did that already when I cut. You can see where I cut all the other branches to form a standard, so the cut is still fresh over here. And with standard, it's gonna sucker out really bad, like right along here. See how there's a growth right there? It's gonna sucker out like that, and you have to make sure you come and you basically remove it. Otherwise, it's gonna send shoots and branches along here, and then you'll no longer have a standard, which is a single stem turning into a trunk, tree trunk. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you later. Have a good night. Bye.